Hi, I'm Glynn Urquhart. I'm an animator, an artist, and a musician as well, I guess, in Melbourne. I recently started knitting. Like legit, like actually knitting, like, yeah, I've got like knitting needles in there actually. But it's so fun, it's like meditative. I don't know. Also meditating, that's like another one. And yoga. They were like all the like cliche ones, but. Yeah. So my animation style is, at the moment it's more 3D, more like abstract, kind of motion graphics-y vibe. In the past it's been charcoal on paper, it's been like 2D, but my like whole approach to animation is experimentation. I work best if I'm not at home, just to like separate my living situation from my working situation, but ideally like a cafe. You know, that sounds so hipstery, but it works, man, it works. The most challenging work I've done would be White Knight. It was an animated projection with 29 animators, and I was like project manager as well as being one of the animators. So it was like trying to herd all these cats to like deliver by a date, and at the same time I was like in Montreal. So the time zones were different, so I was trying to like message people, so I had to stay up late at night. It was a lot, but I did it. The first animation I did for high school. It was all done with a biro pen on paper, and it was like 2,000 drawings, and I didn't know how to animate. I didn't know how to like set up a rostrum with a camera and working. So what I did is I literally just drew it all on paper and I had to scan it into a computer one by one, and it took like 9 months, something ridiculous. The first time I really tried 3D, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to create 3D objects. So I kind of figured this roundabout way, which is how you're not meant to do it, but using After Effects, I created like 2D images and was just like rotating them in 3D space to kind of create three-dimensional objects when really they were just 2D images rotated. And so this animation I created called Grams ended up being this kind of like pop-up book style flat 2D images in 3D space. There was one shot that took 32 hours to render, and it was like 5 seconds long. It's like ridiculous. Purely because I had so much like information in the 2D planes, instead of just creating a 3D object else. Like, yeah, it was dumb. So if I'm creating an animated film for myself, like entirely for me, I start with the animation first, and then I create music myself to it, and that's almost like a little exercise in itself to create music that fits to the animation. But I've started doing a few music videos now, and it's actually surprisingly so much easier to create animation to the music, because in that case you already have a structure, you already have the beats, the kind of like the flourishes, whatever, that inform the animation and inform even the visual style that you're gonna do. So it's already like the story's already there, and you're just creating to fill that in. For this animation I'm using Cinema 4D. It's because it's fun and it's so immediate. You can do physics simulations and like MoGraph effectors and stuff, so it's less animating and more just like keyframes. When I first like heard about the project, I kind of like had an idea of what I wanted to do, and then I heard the beat and I had to go out the window because like it wouldn't fit. So I was like mainly informed by like the tone of the music, if that makes sense, like the tone of the sound. So I had to reassess the colors I was going to do, reassess the 3D style I was going to do. Animating for screen and animating for projection, it's like quite different, because screen, you have like an audience that is totally captivated. Whereas with projection, the audience is doing other things, you know, whether that's like dancing or listening to music or drinking. So you have to be more immediate with the vision that you're trying to show. I'm in an animation collective with good mates Annie and Shelley, and we've had these curated moving art nights at the KHME Peacock Gallery in the Nicholas Building called Fresh Kinetics, and it was all about moving art, whether that was animation, video art, projection, and we also incorporated sound in there as well because we thought of sound as vibrations, which is movement. I've been in like a couple other projection festivals around Melbourne, like West Projections and Gertrude Street. I feel like it's either animation is the focus or music is the focus. Like I've been to like music gigs and stuff where they'll have like a projector behind them, but that's always a second thought. But I feel like this event is slightly different because it's I can't think of any other ones that are trying to marry animation and like music together, you know? This event is more, they're two equal things with like their own like pedestals almost, you know, that give an equal weight rather than one being there and the other like a supporting role. If you are an animator, I would definitely say any opportunity to get your work out there seen by people is good, especially if you can like be in the same space at the same time and communicate with people one-to-one about your work when it's there. That's always beneficial in making other connections for other work and also meeting other creative people. The key to innovation and success in art is collaboration. And so I think this event is like it's onto something.